Hey, how are you?
How you doing?
I'm here in Northern Ontario, and when I say Northern Ontario, I mean like very far north Ontario. This is Stealth Camp number 72. This is the Ontario Northland Cochrane station. I'm going to be boarding a train here in the morning up to the James Bay, a town only accessible by train, float plane, or winter road, to the town of Moosonee and Moose Factory on the Moose River at the mouth of the James Bay. I just drove like 12 plus hours. I think it's the longest I've ever driven completely straight through without stopping in one sitting, 12 plus hours. I've got the truck camper. Bed is already set up. Got everything set up before I left the house this morning because I knew I was going to be sending it today. I already see them putting together my train for the morning down here. This train runs once north daily and once south daily. Let's go get settled, and I just need to relax for a few minutes. But again, Stealth Camp, probably told you, Stealth Camp 72, truck camper, train station, Stealth. Tomorrow we're going on a train to the James and Hudson Bay. Accoutrement. So I already am getting into this beef and cheese Canadian style. I know Canada and the United States share, you know, thousands of miles of border, but if any of you are, well, how do I want to word this? I love Canada. I absolutely do. The people are great. The culture is great. And the point I'm trying to make is Canada has its own identity, and that's immediately definitive once you cross the border. They have their own identity. They have Canadian Tire is their Walmart, Tim Hortons is their Dunkin' Donuts. They have American stuff too, obviously, but when you drive around and look for grocery stores or sporting goods or pharmacies, stuff like that, it's I think a lot of Americans are so ignorant, no offense to anybody, that they just assume since it's connected, you drive 5 minutes up the road, you're in another country, and it's the same as here. It's not. I mean, stylistically and thematically, there's a lot of similarities, but Canada is its own country. Canadian beef and cheese. Accoutrement. So let me get into why I'm here in Northern Ontario. I've been much further north than this on canoe trips back when I went to Keewaydin when I was a camper. 2004, 5, 6, and 7. Farthest north I've been is the farthest north by road you can access. That's a maintained Canadian highway. It's Route 599, and the last town on that is Pickle Lake, Ontario. And I've actually been several hundred kilometers north of that on those canoe trips. My last year, especially Wabakimi and north. My second last year, Wabakimi. My last year, north of Wabakimi, we did the Albany River, the Pipestone River, the Chubusquia River, and a lot of stuff in that area. John from Lost Lakes actually just did the Chubusquia, and I was like absolutely blown away to hear that name because we were the first Keewaydin section to go in a lot of those areas. I've been on the farthest north by road in Ontario. This trip will take me on the farthest north I could possibly go in Ontario by rail to the town of Moosonee / Moose Factory at the mouth of the Moose River on the James Bay. There's more to the story, and let me get settled and I'll tell you more of that, why I'm going here. Accoutrement. Even in Canada, I'm an outdoor Canadian content. I'm an outdoor content creator, so right now I'm going to show you how to open the doors of my truck camper. Ooh. Got the cot, sleeping bag, pillows, got the blue barrel with all my accoutrement in there. Then I have a suitcase and my book bag, some fishing stuff in the back of the truck. Tonight I'm gonna be sleeping in the truck camper. We're waking up at about 7:30. I can see them building my train over there. I don't know if you could see the cab light of the locomotive. I'll try and zoom in on it, but they're putting together the train set. My train leaves at 9 a.m. It's about a 5, maybe 6 hour ride, give or take, up to Moosonee, and I will be achieving my goal of reaching the James Bay / Hudson Bay. I will be spending a day and a half and one night in Moosonee. There's really not much to see there. It's a very, very, very small town, but planning to do some fishing. Really looking forward to checking out the local culture and heritage. Accoutrement. I'm crawling into bed early tonight. I'm whooped. 2 days from now, the southbound leaves Moosonee at 5 p.m. and gets back here between 10 and 11 p.m. So I just filled up my tank now. So when I get back here 10 p.m., 11 p.m., a couple days from now, I'm gonna hoof it back south as far as I can, probably till 2 a.m. Try and get to Temagami, where I started my trip. I actually took a half-hour break there. Caught a fish too. Threw in a line and got a little pike. And from there, wake up, get a coffee, fuel up, and send it home 3-4 days from now. So it's a quick turnaround. A lot of driving, a lot of train, a lot of action, but completely worth it. Ooh. If you head west here, this is the Trans-Canada Highway. We're about as far northeast in Ontario as this goes, in this side of Ontario, and from here it starts to curve west up to like Kapuskasing, and then further out all the way through the boreal forest. Then you can kind of hook south down to like Thunder Bay, head towards like Sault Ste. Marie, back towards the States on that side, the Superior Northern Shore, and then continue heading west all the way to, you run into Steve Wallace and Greg Ovens out that way if you just keep going west. So I'm also going to be making a video of the train ride, documenting it, like the train ride to the Arctic Circle or something. So I'll film my way up there tomorrow, and then likely taper that and film the way back as well and make it one long video, because I'll be going up there in the morning tomorrow, and on the way back I'll be coming back, and it'll be 10 p.m. when I get back here, so it'll be kind of dark as I'm heading back this way. So yeah, super light setup this time. The barrel's barely even filled at all, just enough stuff for tonight, and creature comforts like my fan, lighting, all that stuff. And then same thing for the way back down. I know that'll be a short sleep. I'll probably, like I said, pull over about 2 a.m., sleep till 7 a.m., and then send it the rest of the way, but just enough to sleep, have my sleep, creature comforts, and then all the rest of my gear is in the truck for this 2-day trek to the bay. I'm really just going for the experience. So let me shut down the truck and we'll start walking, see what's around here, and I'll tell you the story of why this trip is so important to me and why this is more of like a spiritual journey for me than just, hey, let's take an impromptu road trip to somewhere that nobody goes. There is this main drag center of town, and I know again we're in Canada, but just reminds you of those Midwest or Great Plains or small town, you know, kind of the main drag with the crooked parking spaces and the lights and whatnot. So you got a pet groomer, some cannabis, laundromat, barber shop, looks like a butcher and produce place, got a Chinese restaurant, hair studio. Kind of want to just walk down the middle of the road over here so I could see everything better. Cool old drugstore. Everything looks to still be open, not in the sense that the stores are open right now. I bet everything I've seen says it closes at like 6 p.m. Auto parts, office supplies, a bank. Everyone's very friendly too. A little clothing store. That looks kind of like an antique store now. It says for sale, but nothing really to write home about, but still just cool to see. Even if it was completely abandoned or if everything was brand new and modern, the classic deco style of these main drag kind of towns is always going to be nostalgic. Looks like they got like a chip stand there too. Chips would be fries. Poutine. Everyone's very nice. They're probably wondering what I'm doing here filming, because it's a very small town. Everybody probably knows each other. Got a bowling alley, Butch's Bowling. That looks pretty cool. So what I like about up here is that these small towns, everyone's very friendly. Thank you. Everyone just keeps waving. Canadians are very friendly. I consider myself an honorary Canadian. I've spent months and months of my life up here, 7 weeks, 4 years in a row, plus all the other trips I've taken up here now the past few years. So we'll head back now and check out the train station and the rail yard, because as most of you know, if you've watched a few of my videos, even obnoxiously or unintentionally, you've heard me talk about trains or watched my train hopping video, or also know that I have a model railroad channel. So the fact I was able to take this and make it into a train trip as well as a wilderness and fishing trip, kind of tied everything together and put it all in one unit. Hello. So the reason for my visit, it's a very, very personal trip to me. Something that has been yanking and clawing and pulling and scratching at my insides for almost 2 full decades. Literally, I get emotional thinking about it. Even yesterday when I was packing, and like a couple weeks ago when I finalized the trip and stuff, I was just overcome with emotion. You've heard me talk about Keewaydin before, Camp Keewaydin. It's one of the premier and oldest active canoe tripping camps in the world, 1893 to present. It's on Lake Temagami in Temagami, Ontario. Keewaydin means northwest wind or north wind, home wind in Ojibwe. So literally the channel Northwest Wind is named after Keewaydin. The tattoo of the logo right there, but we'll show that another day. Hi. And that camp is canoe tripping all over Northern Ontario, Quebec, gone up as far as Manitoba, Ungava, Nunavut, which is obviously only accessible by canoe. There's no roads to Nunavut. Here's the train station, so we'll go check that out. Super historic and cool. And you canoe trip. So you go to base camp for a couple days to start the season, and then depending on what year you're in, you take longer and more grueling but daring and long and bold canoe trips in the Aboriginal style. Wood canvas canoes, tump lines, which is the leather head strap that you wrap around however you're carrying your gear. Wanigans, which are the traditional way of taking food and supplies. Paddling, portaging, taking down your own trees, chopping your own wood, cooking over a fire every night, fishing, and then waking up and doing it all again the next day. So the same way that they've been doing it in these areas for thousands and thousands of years. It's very challenging. It's very much like a coming of age, make a man out of you kind of place, because either you go one time and absolutely love it and become a lifer, or you go and immediately realize you want to get the heck out of there as quick as you can and never go back. My first couple weeks there, I hated my parents. I hated my uncle that suggested that I give it a try. And 4 weeks later, at the end of the 6-7 week session, I was in tears at the dock leaving because I couldn't wait to get back, and it literally was the greatest experience of my life. I was fortunate enough to go there for 4 years, for 6.5, 7 weeks. 2004 in the Temagami area, and then 2005, my second year in the Temagami area, but on longer trips. And then my third year in the outpost. They have an outpost in Wabakimi, so I took the Via Rail train 24 hours from the Toronto area all the way out to Wabakimi, and we tripped out of there for 40 some days. I think we only saw people 2 times. And then my fourth year, it was 42 days straight. Each year that you go, you start at base camp for your first 2 years, and then you go to the outpost sometimes for 1 or 2 years. And then there's the full summer trips. I was on a special full summer trip my last year, and likely would have had 1 more year on a full summer trip, and then Section A. Or potentially after my 4th year, my 5th year, I could have been invited to do Section A. Section A is the pinnacle of the Keewaydin experience. It's actually 2 weeks longer. The campers for Section A get there 2 weeks before the actual camp season starts, get bused, trained, or planed by float plane way north, like triple as far north as I am right now, depending where they're starting. And the end goal of Section A, there's a route they take and end up at the Hudson Bay or James Bay, or even now Ungava Bay. They call it the Bay Trip, the Hudson Bay Trip. I didn't get to do that. Station is super cool looking. Awesome sunset. Crew van just came down and flipped these switches over here, so they're going to be bringing something through here. But yeah, much bigger rail yard operation than I thought, even after looking on the Google map. My last year at Keewaydin was not supposed to be my last year there. I got back second week of August. You always end the season, paddle in 2 more days at base camp, then everyone goes home and see you next year. And for me, it was, after my first year alone, I was a lifer, meaning I planned to go back up there, finish my bay trip, and then be on staff and blah blah blah. And it got taken from me. I'm still full of resentment and bitterness about it, but I had no say in the matter. I was 14 or 15. Came home from Keewaydin that year, drove home with my aunt and uncle. My uncle is the one that went to the camp, so they'd come up every year. We drove back, and my aunt told me in the car on the way back, I'll never forget, your dad has a surprise for you. And I was excited, I was excited. And when I got back, I got dropped off at a house that wasn't where I was living when I left for Keewaydin in early June, late June. My parents had finally actually split and were on the path to divorce, which I would have expected either way. But I came home from Keewaydin that year, was immediately living with my dad, was estranged from my mom at that point for almost 2 years, on and off, but you can say estranged. And my life essentially went haywire. My life went so far down the drain and became so chaotic and horrible. Not that it wasn't prior to that with the marriage and everything, but it literally went from like a 4 out of 10 to a 2 out of 10 and worse. And I never got to come back and finish my journey. It was the greatest thing that ever happened to me. Made me into the outdoorsman and fisherman, and even just for other things in life too, besides the outdoors and fishing, just my passion and zeal and longing for knowledge and technique of all my hobbies, trains, fishing, professionalism, how to handle myself in stressful or not so fun situations. I know I have a lot to work on in that area as well, but it's my personal life. I can lose my mind over stress, but in a stressful situation, like with other people or like problem solving, like I'm the guy. I'm that I've been in waist deep muskeg with a canoe on my head and had nobody to get out, but had nobody to help me get out by myself or my section mates, and we got through it. So when there's a problem at the office, or my friend is going through something, or Jessica and I are doing a home project and it's stressful, there's nothing that I haven't been through that's more ridiculous or crazy than things I went through at Keewaydin. I've made amends with my father. We're as good as we'll ever be. I haven't spoken to my own mother, and it'll be 7 years this month. Actually, like next week will be 7 years. I had to cut off my own mother because of how, and here we're gonna pick up some trash up here too. I haven't talked to my own mother in 7 years because after years and years of knowing my father has faults, but also taking everything my mother says to heart, I realize, yeah, my dad wasn't a perfect man, but he did the best he could. And my mother ruined a lot of years of my relationship with my father because I chose to take her side and believe her until the curtains were revealed. I know in my heart that my father loves me and did the best he could and isn't a perfect man, just like I'm not. And my mother, unfortunately, is the opposite. My life went in other directions, and I still was a fisherman, outdoorsman. I just developed my own style and outdoor lifestyle and adventures based around what I learned at Keewaydin and what I know I enjoy. And it culminated with, you can watch all the videos now. There's a documentation of all my trips except a canoe trip I filmed with zero that I didn't upload because it was a disaster. But the last 3 years, this is now my 5th or 6th trip up here. And you can go see the video, see how I finally, after all those years, got my passport, made it back to Temagami, and actually went back to Keewaydin to visit, end season, caught up with old friends, old staff. My cousin was a camper that year. And I'm okay with the fact now that I will very likely never go work on staff up there. It's a big commitment. I will never have kids because Jessica and I can't have children, so I'll never have a camper up there. But I'm heading back up. I was there today. I'll be there in 2 days on the way back. And I have a 10-day trip up here in August. So I don't get to do it my way, but I don't get to do it the way that I should have organically. But this is my 3rd, 4th year now straight coming back to Temagami every year as my own tradition, my own way, and that's perfectly fine. And that was half the battle. The other half of the battle was knowing that I need to get to the bay. Thought about doing crazy canoe trips, thought about, you know, outfitting a canoe trip and even doing something with a guide, because I wouldn't want to take a trip that big by myself. I could, but I want that to be an experience. No one wanted to go. Nobody wanted to take the trip with me. I asked several people. I'm also a big train guy, and starting in Temagami, fishing, camping up here in Cochrane, taking a train to the bay, spending about 2 days up in Moose Factory, gonna take it all in. I'm making it to the bay on my own terms. Camping, fishing, trains, my way. I'm making it happen. If it was supposed to work out that way, it would have. It's supposed to be happening like this. I chose to make it happen. I'm choosing to go to the bay. I'm choosing to get on that train tomorrow. I chose to drive, you know, almost 30 hours round trip by the time it's all said and done. I chose to spend the money and the planning and packing and make the bay happen to myself. I'm going to the bay on my own accord, and I'm finally gonna make that happen for myself, and nothing's getting in my way. It's my choice, it's on me. My emotions are running high. I'm also very tired. Adrenaline. My train leaves at 9 a.m. Luckily, I'm just literally waking up here. So even if I wake up late, I set my alarm for 7. I'm gonna wake up, walk over there, get a coffee, and just get on there. So I'm not sorry for the speech, but I know this is a stealth camp, truck camp. It's kind of it's a niche stealth camp. I mean, it's very personal to me, so I don't want to say I apologize for kind of ranting there, but hopefully when you see this, I edited it to make it digestible enough to where you can feel the excitement and the melancholy. You know, when I went to Keewaydin, I remember exactly where I was when a staff of another section, really good guy, his name was also Sam, called me over and put these headphones on me, listen to this, and it was the Smashing Pumpkins song, Here Is No Why. It led me to becoming obsessed with the band, and because of the band, I met my wife. Everything good in my life, fishing, camping, my wife, music, all the good qualities I have. My grandmother, my great aunt, who basically raised me once my parents abandoned me, and Keewaydin, and Jessica obviously too at the top of that list, but that she came later after the damage was done, and I don't know. I'm gonna get my stuff together, and tomorrow I'm gonna fulfill this part of my life that's been missing. And I know it's just a place. It's just it's not something that, it didn't hurt me. It's not something I'm truly missing out on, but it's something that I have to do it. It's symbolic. It's gonna close a chapter of my life that I'm finally content with. I want to go up there. I want to pray. I want to meditate. I want to be there. I want to know that I'm there. I want to know that even if it didn't happen how I wanted it to happen or how it should have happened, that it's finally happening. I'm finally going to be there. So tomorrow I'm going to get on a train and I'm going to go. This is very, very important to me, very personal to me. I'm going to the Hudson Bay, and I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Coming home to a broken home, and then where my life went from there into my, mid to late teens, early 20s, and I was just a train wreck. A lot of it was not my fault, and just a lack of guidance and parenting, and no one looking out for me except myself. And then on top of that, so you add all that to the fact that I didn't know my ass from my face because no one was showing me, and all the bad decisions I made, which put me, so blah, blah, blah. And here I am now. Here I am right now, sitting hours from a pinnacle achievement of my life. Not how I would have scripted it to go to the Hudson Bay, but I'm going because I can now, because I chose to, because I put myself in a position to go. It's 10 p.m. I'm just walking along the tracks a little bit, seeing what I can see, and then when I get back to the truck, I'm gonna shut myself in there and lay down. I'm just trying to burn off a little bit more steam because I I've never been the kind of guy that can just settle down after going to a Cavs game, then coming home. I can't just shower and go to bed. I can't go to a Foo Fighters concert, come home, shower, and go to bed. I can't drive 12 hours, walk into my hotel, shower, put on American Pickers, and pass out. I gotta like unwind. It's like 10:30. I'm getting obliterated by mosquitoes. I'm gonna shut this and we're gonna lay down here. So I've got the windows and screens fully cracked. Shout out to Troy. He's a Ontario Northland Railway supervisor. He's the head of the diesel shops over here. So he saw the license plate, stopped and chatted with me for honestly like 40 minutes. Gave me a lot of info about the railroad up here, the town, where I'm going, where I'm coming from, the projects they're doing with the railroad and all that. So super nice guy. So shout out to Troy if he ever sees this. I really want to get some good sleep so that I'm in good shape for tomorrow. Get a coffee, get on the train, and go fulfill my destiny. All right, well, I'm in my underpants. Whether you need to see it or not, that's up to you, but I'm not going to show you. So still really light out up here because we're so far north, but I've got nothing else to add to this evening other than this is more of a cathartic, mission-based stealth camp. I appreciate you all being here with me. I hope my story is meaningful to you in the way that you see that it's meaningful to me. And this is going to be an epic trip one way or the other. So as always, if anything interesting happens in the middle of the night, I shall let you know. Troy did say, because it kind of quieted down around here, including all the rail activity, that there is a train that is running late that is expected to be here between, that was a mosquito, that is expected to be here between 10:30 and 12:30. So I know for a fact it's going to come right through the yard here, kick its cars, and then shut down for the night. So there will be a train waking me up in some time in the next couple hours, which I don't mind, honestly. That's cool. So anything interesting happens, I will let you know. I will update you throughout the night. Wish me sleeps, and tomorrow is a big, important day for me, so good night. Wow. Oh, I just smashed my head out. Son of a... It's gonna leave a mark. Oh. It's midnight, and here comes that train. So shout out to engineer Kevin for being late. Sick. Super sick. So I guess they're putting away the whole train because they've been switching for like a half hour right here. Literally. Right here. So I am the train man. I can't complain because I love trains. But yeah, they're switching right here on these, the main and then the two sidings. So they're just putting the train away. They did a runaround and the yard goats are now putting all the cars away. So I'm just yard goat. The yard goats are here. I don't know, I'm delirious. I'm going back to bed. Oh, Clarence. I don't know who Clarence is, but he's definitely no Kevin. 7:45. I did not sleep that good. I just could not fall asleep. I think it's anticipation, anxiety. I've got about an hour and 10 minutes till the train leaves. So I'm going to square everything away, walk over there and get a coffee, but let's get up out of here and end of this video so I can start the next video. Whew, it's actually, I wouldn't say chilly out, but it's nice. Probably like 65 degrees, a little bit of a breeze. So I'm gonna need to sleep good tonight. I feel like a charcuterie board that sat out at a 80th birthday party in a retirement home and nobody touched it, and then the next day they tried to serve it for pre-dinner appetizers riding the train into Moosonee today. I can't believe it. I literally can't believe it. I literally can't believe it. My anticipation anxiety right now is so crazy. I'm going to the bay. I'm literally going to the bay finally. So I gotta change. I want to go check out this breakfast place, maybe get some bacon and a nice big coffee. I know this wasn't the most traditional stealth camp that I've ever done. I know it might have been more of like a ranting and raving about, I don't know, but then again, I've always kind of said that I would like to share my story someday. You got a little bit more of a window into my universe, so, and I'll continue to share more of my story as time goes on. I hope you all enjoyed the video either way. New videos every Thursday at 6. All my contact info, everything you need to know, including if you need someone to help or be a friend with mental health issues and whatnot. Get in touch with me down below. Merchandise, buy me a coffee, channel memberships are available down below as well. Thank you all again for being here. Please let me know if you need anything or if there's anything that I can do for you. And yeah, I can't believe I'm actually going. I literally can't believe it. I cannot believe that I'm going here today. I want to start crying. Let's just go. We're going. Thank you all again for being here. Much love to all of you, and we will see you on the next one. To the Hudson Bay.